Hey friends, today is September 28th, and it is also the 81st birthday of my daddy, Bob Barnett, and he doesn't have a computer, doesn't know anything about computers. My mother just got rid of her manual typewriter within the last 10 years to get an electric one. Well, maybe 15 years. Anyway, she had a manual typewriter forever. They're not ones to advance in technology. So he probably will never know that I'm wishing him a happy birthday to my class. But I just want to give him a shout out and just share one memory about him before I get started. And that is every vacation we ever went on, his little red Bible went with him. He never misses reading the Bible every single day. Many times I get up, go to the bathroom. When I was little, I would get up and go to the bathroom, and his light would be on, and he would be reading the Bible. Get up in the morning, he'd be reading the Bible. And he didn't even miss on vacation. That always impressed me. So thank you, Dad, for showing me a love for the Word and how important it is in our lives. You know, as I read the story of the woman today at the well, I thought how often we miss the miracle. We come so close to missing the miracle, the one that almost got away. And then I wonder, how many miracles have we missed that were ours for the taking, that were ours for participation, that were ours for the experience, but we just gave God the wrong responses, and we basically just walked away from the miracle. Does he walk away from the miracle? No. We end up walking away from miracles and missing miracles that God wants to do in our lives all the time. I pray constantly, Lord, help me have the eyes to see what you're doing in front of me. I don't want to miss a single miracle. Now, do we have miracles like turning the water into wine? The healing of sight with mud putting in the eyes? No, we don't have that. We do have healing of sight through LASIK eye surgery. We do have healing of hearing through implants and through hearing aids. Miracles are all around us. He allows us to be part of his miracles. And we meet a woman today who was very much like me many times and almost missed the miracle because of her responses to God. Because of her responses to Jesus, not God, one and the same, but referred to as Jesus here. Jesus had to go through the Samaria. He didn't have to, but he had to. He knew there was something going on there. This woman needed a miracle. Have you ever been there where you're just like, I need a miracle. I need something in my life. Give me something to show me that you're doing and you're working and I need to see it. And this woman needed a miracle. She needed something. And so he had to go and he had to meet her there. Did you notice he was alone? He arranged it so it was just he and the woman. And this woman had tried to find her happy in a husband and in the way of the world, and was on her fifth husband, and had five husbands, and the one she was living with was not her husband. And so she was a woman of guilt, a woman of shame. She was coming to get water in the middle of the day when nobody did that. It was just too hot. But she could hide. She could not be around and be faced with ridicule from the other women at the well. So we have this conversation, and we get to be part of this conversation that she has with Jesus. And she almost missed the miracle. And we almost miss the miracle because our responses to God. He says to her that he wants some water. Could she give him a drink of water? And she says, you're a Jew and I'm a Samaritan woman. Why are you asking me for a drink? How often do we question God? Why are you doing this? That doesn't have anything to do with what I need. That doesn't have anything to do with what I want. I would much rather have that. That's not what I asked for. That's not what I need. He knew exactly what this woman needed. And he had to lead her to a place where she knew what she needed. Because she didn't really know what she needed, but he did. And that's what I love. So we question God. And then, great respect, Jesus replies, if only you knew the gift God has for you and who you are speaking to, you would ask, and I would give you living water. So he's trying to explain it, but sometimes we respectfully reject his offer. She was very respectful. She says, but sir, you don't have a rope or a bucket, and this well is very deep. Where are you going to get this living water? So we reject and reason. Well, that's my next point, but we reject because his help doesn't make sense to us. We question him. We reject his help because, well, where are you going to get this water anyways? You don't have a bucket. You don't have a rope. You know what? This is such a woman, isn't it? We so try to explain. We so try to put and push our agenda to the men in our lives that we should just relax and let them lead. I'm telling you, okay. I heard that one straight from the Lord to me. Y'all just had to be privy to it. I hear you. But we question God. We then respectfully reject his idea because it just doesn't make sense to us. And then we try to reason with him. Look at what she says in 12. And besides, you don't think you're greater than our ancestor Jacob, who gave us this well. She's reasoning. She's trying to convince him that her way of logic and thinking is better than his. And she just doesn't get what he's trying to tell her at all. We miss the point because we're just arguing and just being combative with God when we would just relax and follow his lead and let him talk to us. And then, of course, look, we doubt his ability. How can you offer better water than he and his sons and his animal enjoyed? How can you do better, God, than what I already have? How can you do better than my idea? How can your plan be better than my plan? Don't you see the situation that I'm in? This is the best possible way that this could work out. I have had so many one-sided conversations with God just like that. Just telling him that my way is better. Maybe not in those words that disrespectfully and that blatant, but just reasoning with him how this would work out so much more in my favor if it worked out this way. And so many times I would miss the miracle if I had not caught myself and stopped this reasoning and this rejecting and this questioning and this just doubting that God can do what God says he can do, and also trusting that his way is best. And I love it in verse 9 where it says, the woman was surprised. You know what? We must expect miracles from God, not be surprised by them. He is working miracles all the time. And I don't know the reference right now as I'm speaking to you, but it's in John. My Father and I are always at work. He's never not at work. The reason we don't see him at work is because we question, we reject, we reason, and we doubt his abilities, his ways, and his thoughts. So I just was convicted of these words to be open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed so that I don't miss what God is doing around me. And two, I just feel like I need to say this too. The miracle's not always about us. It might not always involve us. It might not always be about us. He might want us. Now, it was about the woman here in our story. But he just might want us to see what he can do if we would only trust him by looking at his work in and through someone else's life. And to teach us it's not always about us. It's about a kingdom. And that's where his concern is. His concern is for us. Yes, he is for us, not against us. But he's got this big picture that we can't see, and it's about his kingdom. So let's just be open-minded, open-hearted, and open-handed, and not be surprised by the miracles that God wants to do in us, through us, and also around us. But expect the miracles, because he is God, and he's doing them all the time, with or without our participation, and with or without our vision of them. I just don't want to miss miracles. I love seeing what God is doing all around me, in and through the lives of those that I love the most. And he's working greatly in my husband's life. Just some concerns that we had this weekend, and we talked some things out. And we got back from the beach Sunday night. He said something to me Saturday night in a talk. It was confirmed through something that I read. That was Friday night. It was confirmed through something that I read Saturday night. It was confirmed twice, again, Sunday and Monday. That's a miracle. I love things like that. So keep your heart open, keep your mind open, and keep your hand open to receive the miracle. Oh, let's not miss them, because we are too narrow-minded, closed-hearted, and closed-hand. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow face to face.